All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Good to see everybody. Big waves to you. Yes, yes, yes. So we are live on Facebook. Please let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments, in the chats. So we got a special guest today from Kansas City. So all of you non-liking Kansas City fans, you can maybe do thumbs down in the chat, in the comments. Just kidding, Billy. So Billy Grady, an amazing guy from Kansas City that I've gotten to know and really respect and enjoy him and his wife, Andrea. But Billy's going to come on this morning and share a word with you. We've actually did this word before, but it's super important that we think about it. And the word is thoughts. Thoughts. I mean, if you look at the definition, an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in our mind. I went right here to this place. We've all heard it. Your thoughts determine your actions, and your actions determine your results. And man, oh man, do I have thoughts that roll through this head that God gave me during the day. Woo! Sometimes I have great thoughts roll through my head, and sometimes I'm on the struggle bus. I'm battling thoughts in my head. Proverbs 4:23 says, careful what you think, because your thoughts run your life. So true. And so where I went before I turn it to Billy this morning is how to take control of your thoughts. Here's some things to think about. Number one, be aware. Be prepared. It's not a question of if we're going to have negative thoughts go through our head. So be aware, be prepared. Negative thoughts will happen, but we got to be ready to notice them. Like we got to know when I'm starting to go to a negative place. Number two, I got to name it. What are the negative thoughts that plague you? Like what's going through your head? So I thought about this, an example. How many times have you said the word, I can't? Well, I can't do that. I can't afford it. I can't do that because I don't have that. You know, whatever I can't is, identify why. Is it anxiety? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Like, why are you saying you can't? I can't, I'm too old. I can't, I'm too young. Like, we can go in all different places, but why? Identify it, name it. Number three, erase and replace. So I'll give you an example of this. How many of us have said, oh my goodness, it's going to fall apart? Like, I'm in a business, my industry, like how many times have I said it to my, oh my goodness, this team I've started is going to fall apart. But what if I identify and I erased and replaced it with a solution? I know how to be successful. I'll build it again. Right? A great example of this is somebody saying, I feel like I'm going to lose my job. Oh my goodness. What if we replaced it with, I'll get another job. I've got this one, I'll get another one. Like, I have the skill set to get another job. Number four, do a reality check. What does that mean? Be careful of the movie we're playing in our mind. How many of you play a movie in your mind of, oh my goodness, this is just terrible? It's always like this. You know, maybe it's somebody close to you and you're like, we are always into it. So you're playing that movie. Are you really? Like 97% of the time you're laughing, you're happy, you're walking, you're holding hands, you're loving life. So do a reality check of really, truly what's going on. Number five, present moment mindfulness, okay? Present moment mindfulness. We talked about that the other day. When you are racing out of control with your thoughts, go to a place and just be where your feet are planted. Listen to the birds chirp. Run some water over your hand and thank God for the field. Like go out and look at the mountains. Breathe in the air. Be appreciative of what we're surrounded with every day that we all take for granted. It's just nature. And then the last thing is, it's our choice. We get to choose how long to stay in a negative place with our thoughts. So how do we work out of that negative place? Do these actions. So when I looked at this today, I thought, man, these actions are great things for me to use when I go to a negative place. And I promise you this, I go to negative places a lot. And so I've got to be equipped with the armor to fight that spot when I go there. So Billy, I'm going to turn it to you. Let you share with us the word thoughts.
Brent, thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. And I just wanted to mention to you, whenever Brent asked me to do this, I said, yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to do that. And then he told me what the word was, and it just made me laugh. I think it kind of stunned him for a moment, because over the last couple of weeks, I've been writing on my Instagram account, Fireside Thoughts. And so it's kind of a fun thing that God does to you sometimes, where you're not really sure where you're going in life, and you get to see that opportunity. So there's always positive things that pop up. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, is that you can go just about anywhere to find out stuff about thoughts. But I decided I was going to go to the Bible, which is funny because Brent, you actually mentioned a passage that I was going to mention too. But in Matthew 15 and Mark 7, it talks about what happens when you put negative thoughts in you. It actually comes, directly from your heart and your mind. Those are not good things for you to have. And it basically talks about whatever comes out of your mouth is what's in your heart. So you really need to have a way of turning those negatives over into some positives. And Brent, you mentioned about in Proverbs 4, it talks about guarding your heart. Being in the Word every day helps you to guard your heart. Listening to wise counsel helps you in guarding your heart. One of the individuals that I like to listen to for wisdom, his name is Tyson Durfee. Believe it or not, he's a cowboy. He actually is a world champion in rodeo. And, what little boy wants to be a cowboy? That's where I was at. So I came across him a while back because he's got a lot of really good down home wisdom that he talks about. And I was listening to him the other day, and he had 3 things that would help you with, getting your thoughts back into a positive direction. And so I wanted to kind of let you know those, because one thing, I'm actually going to try to implement these into my own life, and I'm working on that right now. But the first one is movement. Movement generates optimism. If you want to look on the flip side of things, if you're having negative thoughts, what is your body language? Typically, you're going to be sitting still, not moving at all. Your shoulders are going to be down. Your chest is going to be drawn. Your chin's going to be down. That's pulling yourself in. You need to have yourself brought back out. So one of the things that you need to do is move. That's what the movement's for. And there's a quote that he used from Tony Robbins that says, motion is emotion. So what does that mean? That means if you would start moving, you would actually release endorphins. That's the way our bodies are made. It gives you good stuff. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel optimistic. It actually put you in a place where you want to win. You know, the other day I was doing some stuff at home, and it was kind of I was kind of down because I'd been sitting still for so long that I thought, you know, I need to follow that advice. So I put my tennis shoes on. I went and took a 2-mile walk, came back, felt great. Funny thing is, a little bit later, Andrea and I were doing a Zoom with Bill and Susan. And Andrea said to them, said, I don't know what Billy is on, but I want some of that because he's bouncing off the walls. And part of it's because it put me in a good place. And then whenever I was able to receive other good things in my life, it just made me feel really, really good. So find movement in your life. You just need to move, and it'll help you a lot. The other thing is visualize. If you want to take a moment in your life where you really had something amazing happen, it could be as much as when you're a kid for Christmas, being around family. I always like thinking of that myself. It could be when you got married. It could be when you had your first kid. It could be whenever you actually played a sport and you won. Visualize it in your mind. And I love this because I mean, most of you guys don't know what a VCR is. So you just visualize it. It's like it's on that tape, rewind it so you get all this static, then play it again. And just keep doing that over and over and over again. Whenever you're in that place and you're down and you need to get some positive thoughts going in your head, if you can take that little tape that you've made in your head and just play it over and over again, just play it until it's burned into your memory. That way you can go to it a moment's notice. Whenever you're feeling down, you can go right to it. So the more powerful that is, the better the response you're going to have. The other thing you can do is actually make a physical highlight reel. I kind of like this one, and I'm trying to figure out what that's going to look like for me, but it doesn't need to be any longer than 60 seconds, so about a minute long. It's going to have maybe some video or some pictures that you've collected over the years that make you feel good. I mean, I have a picture on my phone saying it's whenever Andrea and I were in North Carolina. We were at a wedding and we had our picture taken, and it makes me feel good. I love looking at that picture. And so I have it sitting over here to kind of encourage me during this deal. But it's something that you can put together and have it on your phone, save it somewhere to your favorites, and allow you to be able to go to it anytime that you need to be lifted up. Put it on your computer so you can watch it at home over and over and over again. These are things that are really good. If you put all three of these together, there's nothing that you can have come into your life that will bring you down. All these things, if you put them together, you're going to be lifted up. You're going to have positive thoughts. And I came across this saying that a person, Jackson Kindred, wrote, and he's like early 1900s. But whenever you're looking up stuff that has to do with thoughts, you usually come across negative and positive. And I really like what he did because he took negative and turned them into positives in what he wrote. And I'm going to finish with this. Anything that annoys you is teaching you patience. Anyone who abandons you is teaching you to stand up on your own 2 feet. Anything that angers you is teaching you forgiveness and compassion. Anything that has power over you is teaching you how to take your power back. Anything you hate is teaching you unconditional love. Anything you fear is teaching you courage to overcome your fears. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. Guys, I really appreciate you. You mean the world to me. And I just really appreciate the opportunity to do this with you guys today. Thank you.
Billy, thank you. Thanks for the word today, and thanks for stepping up and sharing that with us. And guys, we do appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining us. And awesome testimony, Billy. Thank you for sharing that. And guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Love you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Billy. That was awesome.
Thanks, Billy. That was
Have a
great.
blessed weekend.
Coach.
That's
Bye,
good
Andrea.
input.